Hi there, my name is Randy Fay. I'm one of the maintainers of the DDEV project, and I want to show you today how you can use DDEV and Git worktree together with the TYPO3 CMS project. Git worktree has been getting a lot of attention lately because people are finding out that you can do multiple checkouts of a project that share all of the same Git information. It's essentially the same as doing multiple checkouts into multiple directories, but Git worktree shares the Git information, and so you have the same stashes and the same branches and everything else. So it's very nice, and people are using it a lot to work on a project, work on 2 different features or 2 different bugs, or 15 different features or 15 different bugs at the same time with checkouts in different directories. And it works very nicely and is really very easy to use. The only problem that people have had with it in DDEV in the past is that DDEV would have the name of the project wired into the URL, and that's optional now. And the problem with TYPO3 is sometimes it has the URL wired into it. So we're just going to take a look at how easy it is to do that right quick. So I have a project right here, TYPO3 demo. It is a regular TYPO3 project. I'll do a DDEV launch here. This is just the Camino theme running under DDEV. You see it's at typo3demo.ddev.site. And it's got all the beautiful information about the Camino. And I can go to the back end as well, just like that. And it's fine. Everything about it works perfectly. So let's just take a look at how that's configured right now. Right now, in DDEV's, let's take a look at DDEV's config.yaml. In DDEV's config.yaml, we do not have the name specified, and that helps us quite a bit because when that's the situation, DDEV takes the name of the project from the directory it's in instead of always using, in this case, typo3demo.ddev.site. And this is a pretty good technique. Then if you take a look at the typo3 config.yaml, this is in config sites Camino config.yaml, you'll see that it's using a path for the base, and that means that it also does not have the URL wired into it. It's common in some TYPO3 projects for the URL to be wired in there, and then the project won't respond if you're using a different project. So we'll take a look at that problem in a moment because we can have workarounds for that as well. But what I'm going to do right now is I have this project. As you see, it's running in a place called TYPO3 demo, and I'm going to do a git worktree add ... and let's call it feature 1. And now we have a new worktree called feature 1, and you'll see it has created automatically a branch for us. And now if I do a DDEV start or a DDEV launch, I'll do a DDEV start first, it's going to make us a project that is at feature1.ddev.site. And of course, neither DDEV, because we took the name out of there, nor TYPO3 cares about the fact that we're in a different directory. So we can work on this feature just fine in this other directory. This will be up in just a second. And I will load the, rather than doing an install on it, I'll load the database and load the files, and we'll see how that goes. Oh, it's got a, in the post start hooks, it has a composer install, which is a nice, it's a nice thing to put in your project sometimes. So the DDEV config.yaml has a post start hook here that does a composer install. So that's why we see that. So now our composer install is done, and let's import we'll import the database and files that go with this. Of course, we could also just do the install right now using any of the quick starts, but I'm going to do a DDEV import DB I'll import those, import the database, and then I'm going to import the files. And theoretically, we will already have a project that is up and working, and that is at feature1.ddev.site. And there it is. It's all waiting and ready for us. We didn't, now we can start working on this other feature here. And of course, you can also, let's just check the back end. So the back end is also working. So now we have two different projects running, both of which work, and both of which do everything that we want them to do. So we've got feature 1 running in workspace feature 1, and we've got TYPO3 demo working in the TYPO3 demo project. So that's the normal easy case. The two things that we did to make that all happen was we removed the name from the config.yaml, and that's actually checked in without the name, so that when we start a project, it will take the name of the directory. And then the other thing that we checked was in the TYPO3 configuration, we have a path in the base instead of having a URL in the base. So in just a second, we'll show what to do if we have that, if we have a problem with that. And we'll try that in this main one just for fun. No, we'll try it in the feature 1. But I want to show you another feature of DDEV that's been in there for a couple of releases, and that is DDEV config global -- omit omit project name by default. So when you set omit project name by default, then DDEV config doesn't automatically add that name in there in the first place. So that's a very useful technique. So I'll just do that, but now I'm going to demonstrate how it works the other way. So I guess I should turn that off, because I'm going to demonstrate the opposite. So here in feature 1, I'll just reconfigure this. And you see now it has name in it, which means that the feature1.typo3.site is wired in here. And let me just open this up in VS Code. Here's our feature 1, and we want to take a look at the config, sites, Camino, config.yaml, and in many projects they're going to look like this. So you might have a URL in there, and when we have that situation, let's just say that we had checked this out with typo3 demo.ddev.site. When you have that situation, the typo3 routing will not be happy with you. Let's just do DDEV typo3 cache flush. When you have that situation, the typo3 routing will refuse to route for you. So when I do a DDEV launch here, it's going to say it's a 404, because it says, I don't know anything about feature1.ddev.site. all I know about is typo3demo.ddev.site. So if you have this situation and it's checked into your project and your project is wired to a URL, you have a couple of choices, but one of the short-term choices is to add a post-start hook or a pre-start hook to your DDEV configuration to remove the actual URL from the front and temporarily use a base. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into the config.yaml here, and we are going to add let's get rid of the post share hooks. Those are a good demonstration of what you do with DDEV share, and I've got another video about that. And we'll get rid of the pre-share hook, and so that we can just see clearly what we have going on. I should probably have left those in for now. Let me just see here. And you notice I can use git stash even though I have a shared git here. And so now this has modified my config.yaml. I have to get the correct config.yaml. Here's the typo3 config.yaml, and here's the DDEV config.yaml, and it's not showing me the difference. So well, here's what I want. I'm doing the opposite thing. So what I want to do, I apparently have done this backwards. This is what I want right here. I want to have a post start hook. So now I've got it right. So I thought I was going to be lost here forever and not have a chance to get this right. So in the DDEV config.yaml now, what we have is we have the post start hook, the composer install that we already had. But now in the post start, we're going to go through any of the site's configuration. And what this does is it loops through the config.yaml and the typo3 config. And in each one, it makes a backup of the config.yaml. And then it says, is there a URL in it? And if there is a URL in it, then it removes the URL part and does a typo3 cache flush. So now when I do, let's just see if we've got the right stuff here. We wanted this to be the original. Now if I do a DDEV start, the post start hook will properly fix that, so we won't have the 404 anymore, and yet we still have the original saved, so we're not messing with what's checked in. Well, we're messing with it, but we're just temporarily messing with it, so we can so that we can temporarily use a path in the typo3 config that is simple instead of having a URL. So when the post start fires here, we'll see this base turn to just slash, or hopefully it'll turn to just slash. I didn't put a slash on the end of it. And then it will work because it won't have the URL in there. So here's our router config, and now it does the composer install, and then it will run through and make that change for us. So that there it is. It changed it for us. VS Code sometimes is a little slow, and it also did the TYPO3 cache flush for us. So now if we go back here and do a DDEV launch, we have a working site, even though it had a wired-in URL. So that's the whole story. So there are two pieces to the story. One piece is that in DDEV's config, you probably want to stop using name in the config.yaml. So that's the first piece of the story. And the second piece of the story is that in the TYPO3 config, you want to either use a path-based base or use something like a post-start hook, or you can use the excellent B13 host variants to solve this as well. But it's not quite as automatic. You have to do a little bit of configuration. So that's the scoop. This will be embedded in a blog post as well, and I'm always interested in your feedback about it. Thank you so much.